Hey, what's up, Crossroads? I'm back. It's day one for me. You see, I got the same T-shirt on, and then yeah, second day for you guys. And anyways, so yeah, I just wanted to follow up on yesterday talking about a Joshua generation going and taking the land, basically, telling people about Jesus, taking back, God's kids uh, for Him, so that He can be in relationship with them. And I just wanted to follow up a little bit on that today. Tell you a couple stories. Um, uh, this picture. We were in Nashville a couple weeks ago, and we were out just praying for people. You know, going up to people. Hey, we're Christians. Is there anything we could pray for you about? And we went into a banking center downtown Nashville, and I talked to this guy. He was a security guard at this banking center, and his name is Arion. And I just started telling him about Jesus. I said, hey man, do you know Jesus? He loves you. He wants to have a relationship with you. And yeah, Arion, I said, hey, do you want to give your life to Jesus? I explained to him all the gospel message, and I said, do you want to give your life to Him? And man, he was so eager, and he came and he presented himself in front of me and was like, pray for me, I want to give my life to Jesus now. And so I got to lead him in a prayer, just basically saying, hey, I want to give my life to you, God. And he was so fired up after that you know he said he felt another hand on his shoulder when I was praying for him. And I said, dude, that's God. He came, and he's here with you. He wants you to know that. And so, this is just an example of people in America, in our cities, in Mississippi, in Tennessee. I just talked to, I'm in Memphis actually right now, and we're leading another outreach. And I just talked to my leader, Nick, who's going to be with you guys next week as well. And he was out with another group from West Virginia, and they were here in Memphis, and they were doing outreach. They were feeding homeless people and giving them, hot dogs and things like that. And he talked to a guy, and he shared the gospel with him, and the guy got saved. And the guy said, I've never heard that message in my life. And it was just, that kills me. Is we have 800 churches here in Memphis. There's 3,000 in Nashville, and yet there's people who don't know the reason those churches exist. I mean, they've heard of Jesus maybe, but they don't understand the gospel message. And so, yeah, it's really powerful. And there's people out there that are lost and that need to hear what Jesus did for them and are willing to give their life. Not everybody is just, hates God and, doesn't want to come to Jesus. There's people that are willing. And we just have to go and seek them out and tell them, and they'll give their lives to Christ. And so we're gonna try to find those people next week and tell them about the Lord with love in our hearts and truth in our mouths, and just speak to them in love and compassion. And so yeah, that's kind of what you know. I mean, Jesus talked about this in Matthew 9. You know, I think it's verse 38 somewhere in there. He says, "Hey, the harvest is plentiful," meaning, if you look at a wheat field, I live in a rural area in Adams, and I go by, cornfields and wheat field, and if you look, you can tell when the harvest is about right with wheat because you know, it looks white. It's like glistening over the top. And Jesus said the harvest is white. They're ripe for harvest, meaning the wheat is ready, guys. Let's get out there. We've planted the seed, we've watered it. Let's the wheat is ready to be eaten. And let's go out there and let's get it into the barns. And Jesus is saying the same thing. Hey, there's people that have had seeds planted in their life. They've had, the seeds watered by others, who have spoken the word of God to them, and they're ready to come to know Jesus now. And so, but we just need workers. You can't harvest a wheat field with one person, with 10 people. It takes a lot of workers. Now they got tractors and things, but back then you needed a lot of workers. And so it's the same today. There's tons of people out there that are ready, but if we don't have enough workers, man, just like that wheat will rot if it's not, harvested, those people will die and they'll never see Jesus. They'll go to hell. And so we have to, it's an urgent thing. We have to go and tell them. Um, and it's easy. My son, he's 4 years old. He'll be 5 in August. We were in Nashville a few weeks ago, and we were telling people about Jesus, and he pointed to this guy. He said, let's go to that guy in the green jacket. We told him about Jesus. He got saved. My son prayed. His name was Lewis. My son prayed for him, laid his hands on him, and said, Jesus, would you help Lewis's bleeding heart? And I'd never heard any such language come out of my son before that, and so I knew it was God speaking through my 4-year-old. Five. So let's do this. We can do this. If a child can do it, surely we can do it. We just have to trust in the Lord. So we'll talk a little bit, like I said, more about what that means and how to go about it. And I just wanted to share some stories of things that can happen as we go out and minister in the streets. And so, yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow, which will be the same day for me, same T-shirt as well. So, all right, take it easy.